We had to do this way because if we would have done it any other way, John probably wouldn't have allowed it. You know, for 30 years, I watched John work on this clinic. And he does more than work on the clinic. He does a lot for our community. Not only at the park department, but in sports riding, and just how he cares for family and our kids, and how it's not really about John, it's all about the volunteers. And I witnessed it. I had the privilege of working with John for 18 years, but we got a couple other gentlemen that have known John virtually his whole life. They're going to say a few words about him, then we're going to honor John with something special. So I first call on former Mayor Jim Troball.
Good morning. I'm extremely pleased to be here today to publicly thank John Martino for all of his service and dedication to the city of Kokomo, as well as the Kokomo Park and Recreation. Through John's leadership, the city of Kokomo is a much, much better place to live than it was before he arrived. And there's so many things I could sit here and say about John, but you know, this fishing clinic is a passion for John. Few people here, most of you boat captains know that John spends countless hours working on this fishing clinic through the year, and to direct and conduct such a well-recognized clinic is a great honor for the city of Kokomo, John. John, you know, it's been said that a person can go through life, and if he can count his good friends on one hand, he's been a success. To show how successful you are, I just look around and see all of these boat captains. And these boat captains wouldn't be out here today if they weren't your friends. So I think that you're probably extremely successful in what you've done here in the city of Kokomo.
The next gentleman I'd like to introduce is former Mayor Steve Daly, who hired John Martino 31 years ago. What a wonderful choice that was back then, because the legacy John's left, I think, will linger on for many years. So, Steve.
John, you can only give me that look for a few more days, then you'll be working for me again. I've known this guy since he was walking around in diapers. That's how long. No, I'm not telling any other stories. I'm here representing Humble Beginnings. He said that this clinic was started with humble beginnings. And it was about 30 years, well, it was 30 years ago. John came to me at City Hall and wanted to know if the City Parks Department, City of Kokomo, would join with Kokomo Tribune and Moose to sponsor a clinic for kids. And I was very happy to do it. I'm always happy to let somebody else do the work and to take the credit, so it was no problem at all for me. But obviously, after 30 years, it was a good decision on our part. It was a great idea on the part of John and Moose. And John's done a lot of great things in this community over the last 30 years. He's going to continue to do a lot of great things in this area, in this community. But I suspect history of this community will remember John Martino for this fishing clinic. And I'm very proud of him, and I am here today to publicly thank him for his hard work for these past 30 years.
Well, I want to thank all of you for being here today. We've got John's families here, and they probably live the clinic a lot, but I don't know that they always come out every Saturday morning at the clinic time to enjoy it with me. But John, it's my great privilege and pleasure, along with Mayors Troball and Daly, to honor you with the Sagamore, the Wabash, on behalf of Governor Mike Pence. So join me in giving John that.
What kind of hairpin are are you?
Wow. A couple of things, and I'll be extremely brief. To have Mayor Daley to my right, who originally hired me, and who originally was the very first mayor to actually, he bears responsibility for the success of this as well, because he's the one that gave us the go-ahead to do it. And I'll never forget that day, because we were talking, and I didn't know if it would go. I just wanted to ask him if we could try it and the city sponsor it, and I'll never forget that. He looked at me and he said, "John, it's always better to try something and fail than not try at all." He said, we'd be glad to sponsor the clinic. Then, to my left, Mayor Troball. When he was in office, we couldn't keep him away from the clinic. He was here at the class sessions, tournament. I don't think he's missed a tournament since you've been mayor. The support we've received from him is unbelievable. Representative Karakoff. He was my boss for many years, and he took great pride and support in this clinic as well. So to have these three people standing here, there's no three people on the face of this earth that are more sentimental to me when it comes to helping with this clinic. Thanks for your guys' support. Now, I'm not going to accept this award.
Yeah, you done
No.
did.
What I'm going to do is this. I am deeply honored, and I'm deeply touched. However, I am just proud to be one tooth on a big gear that makes this go. So I'm going to accept this award on behalf of all of the volunteers, all of the instructors, and on behalf of all of the boat captains who actually make the clinic possible. I'm going to accept it on their behalf.